Hello and welcome back to part 9. Yes, part 9. Okay, so you'll be pleased to hear I've not changed it. I'm happy with this version. In fact, really happy with this. It's kind of really turned out how I envisaged it. So just to bring you up to date, since yesterday's video, it's now Saturday. Did the last one yesterday on Friday. So I've been kind of doing this for about 2 weeks now. It's probably taken me a little bit longer than, well, I don't know. It's probably some tracks I'll get done within a week. Some will take 2 to 3 weeks, but you know, it takes as long as it takes. So since yesterday, I've just kind of messed about a little bit with the arrangement. And I'm kind of happy with the arrangement, so I'm sort of on the final tweaks of that. I've also sort of tweaked the mix a little bit, so I'm quite happy with the mix. I've been playing it in the car yesterday, and the mix is sounding pretty good. There's a few little final bits to do, but I'm nearly there with it. So what I've done so far today, I decided rather than using the plug-in for the bass, I've actually recorded the Volca bass. Because what I thought would be nice with this one, because it's pretty minimal, there's not a lot going off, it would be quite a good one to sort of demonstrate how I can then actually perform a track purely with all the hardware. So I may actually get rid of any plugins. I'll see how I go. I've got to try and just work out the pad and the ARP sounds, but I'll come back to that. So here's the Volca bass. Okay, so I recorded that this morning, which is quite similar to the sound I had on the TB plugin before. But yeah, I just thought, you know what? Since the first video, I've been desperate to get the Volca bass in here, so it's in. And what I've also done this morning is I've just re-recorded the TB3 part. Now I've sort of got the layout of it a bit more, so I'm just going to tidy that up now. Let's just boost the volume up first. So this is the old one. I've decided actually to call the track now, I'm going to call it Change, purely because I changed it so many times since the first one. I thought, hey, let's just call it Change. So that's what it's now called. It's called Change. I've also had a few people comment on, because I think there's videos 1, 2 and 3 I've posted up at the moment. I've had a few people actually saying they really like that first bit of the song. So I'm going to carry on with this video series, and we'll get 2 songs out of it, and I'm going to go ahead and develop that other original idea on as well. So hey, we get 2 songs out of it, all good. So in fact, I think what I'm going to do is let's just get rid of this automation. And what I've done with the new recording of the TB3 is I've recorded it with the reverb. Actually, I said I wasn't going to do that yesterday, but I did. I have now done it because I prefer the sound of the reverb to the Ableton reverb. So I'm just basically, I think I'm just going to drag that down there. So I've got that automation at the beginning. I can get rid of that. So from the start, we've now got it sounding like this. Have a listen to the levels. So that TB bass is going to kind of fade in. Found when I was listening to the mix, this first bit was quite soft and it was just sort of disappearing. So I'm just messing with this compressor because obviously as I open up the filters on the TV but it gets louder. So I was wanting that compressor just to smooth it out a little bit, which I'm not succeeding with at the moment, but I'll get there. Do is just get the first beat in there and we'll automate up the delay just so it kind of rings on a little bit. Nice, yeah, just so it's not too abrupt. I'm going to stick with the bass just on this bit, and then we get this up bit. I'm not sure if this was in here yesterday or not. Might have put this in yesterday. I think what we'll do then, we'll start to bring TB in probably around here. Again, we'll fade it in. Probably there, actually. How long is that going to be? We could have 16 bars, hopefully, yes. All right, let's have a 16 bar fade. Whoa, wrong way. Oh, for God's sake. Full volume there, automated, thank you. Right, so I'll have this nice 16 bar build up. I've got to go back to start the thing. Probably need that to fade up a bit quicker. Yeah. Right. Let's do the old curvy thing. I'll get a quicker fade up to start with. So if you don't know this, you should. But if you want to curve your automation lines, you hold down the Alt key and then just drag it up and down. You get a curve option. Better. 4 bars of kick. Control D to duplicate it, just to keep it all nice and neat. Let's just consolidate some stuff together. Right, let's go back again. Open to start with, just almost a closed off beat. It's going to kind of build and build. And there's a new drum loop, I'm not sure if this was in or not yesterday. This is going to come in a second. Going off with a bit of ride in there. I think I'm going to bring those toms in there because let's just have a look at how many sections are going. So we've got 16 bars there. And then we've got over those 16, we've got the kick, and then the hat coming in halfway through. And the next 16, yeah, we've got the closed hi-hat coming in after 8. Drum loop coming in after 8, yeah. And then on the next 16, yeah, let's bring everything in. Let's bring that pad in there. In fact, if we bring that across, that should finish nice and neatly on that end bit. Lovely. All right. There, and then I've got a random few after that. Probably get rid of the TB there, and I'll do what I did before on the other one when it stopped. We'll just stick that first note in, and we'll whack the delay up. That's going to start at 16 bars. Again, I'm going to do the same thing with that. Stick the delay up on that last note. And we'll just finish off with this like drum outro, probably for 8 bars. that kick on bass beat 1. Nice. So it's about 6.5 minutes. That's got to be long enough for a track. Okay, so let's just have a listen to that end section. Right, have we got a glitch on the recording in there? Yeah, that's annoying if we have. Not to worry. Will it work if I take that onto there? Probably, yes. So I wanted the quiet bit anyway on there. Right, the reason I'm going back is because I don't want that. He's copied that automation across. Got to remember to lock it and then do it, because I can keep the same automation because I want my curve. It could be a bit long, this bit. And I did talk about doing a radio edit of this track. I might still do that because it's 6.5 minutes. I might still do a kind of an edited version. Right. Happy. So the song, it doesn't really do a lot. You know, the whole point behind it is it's supposed to be hypnotic and repetitive. That it certainly is. Right. Just for my OCD-ness, I was going to consolidate those and colour code it again. And what I might do then in a future video, because I did say with this I was going to just do the whole thing going right through to playing it live. So what I was thinking was the high pad that comes in at the end here, I'm going to try and recreate that probably on the Minilog. I've been working on, it's not going to be exactly the same because obviously it's a different synth, but what I might try and do is kind of get that on there. This sequencing thing I might try and get on the, I don't know, either the Volca keys or the System 1, and then the other one. So this would be System 1, this would be Minilog, and that would be the Volca keys, or possibly the Doodah, this thing, Electribe. And I'll kind of perform it, I'll do 2 videos. I'll perform it, one with the computer with the original sound, and I'll do one without the computer at all, just purely all on the hardware, which will be a bit of fun, if it goes right. Right, let me just consolidate this together, because that little gap there is going to annoy the hell out of me. And a bit of colour coding. And we're about, dare I say it, 98% there. Right, so while I just colour code that and this happens, I'm going to just... Okay, sorry, little glitch on the recording there. What I was going to say is, while I colour code it and go and fetch my headphones, I was going to pause the recording, but it went weird and sort of paused itself. Anyway, right, we're nicely colour coded. I'm not going to label mid clips because I don't want to, and they look messy. Sorry, I'm going proper OCD now. Get rid of them. Right, lovely. Let's just save that. Right, stick the headphones in. And we'll have a test of the mix. I'll talk through some of the stuff I've done on the mix. I mean, it should, in theory, be a fairly straightforward mix because there's not a lot of tracks going off. So to start with, I'm going to put my referencey thing back on. I did take it off last night because I was bouncing down, and I always forget to turn it off, so I always delete it when I'm just bouncing out a mix to listen to in the car. So we'll get that back in there. I'll stick these bad boys on. Turn that down a bit. I've just broken something down there. Whatever it was, I don't know. Okay. Right. So let's just check through. I'm EQ'd. Sorry, I think the recorder paused again then. Right, I'm hoping this is recording. Right, bass has got an EQ on it. The TB03 is EQ'd. The kick is the open hi-hats. Yep, so you can see, I mean, I've been through all this in previous videos. With every track, even the bass, I'll still roll off the bottom end at those lower hertz because you can't hear them, and they just sorry, because I copied that bit across from before. Yeah, so all that bottom end stuff, even on the bass, you'll see I'll still take off like up to 20-30 hertz because human beings can't hear them. But if you get that on every track, it will eventually kind of gather together into a load of rumble and muds and stuff that we don't want. Pad's done. Right, that pad's not got an EQ on it. Let's just, I'm going to copy the same pad. Sorry, the same one from the first pad. That's fine. I think the same with the ARP. We'll do that. We'll check all the panning and stuff shortly. I was going to do something else. Right, what I'll generally now do is I will group all of the drums together. He says. Because what I like to do with the drums is just put the glue compressor on, just to stick them together. It's not going to make a massive difference, but it just gives it a bit of gluiness. On the drums, just so they're all kind of squished together nicely. So it's a tiny amount I put on, so it's just touching. Low ratio. I generally go for automatic release. And it just smooths the drums out a bit. So I just realised I got the reverb on from before, which I don't now need because I recorded it with reverb, which is why that sounded a bit weird. I'll just roll off a bit more bottom end from that. Because obviously we've got the bass going with it. I'm going to take some of that top end off the bass. Right, that compressor is making that sound horrible at the moment. This bass, yeah. go. Headphone creep. I bet everyone does it when you mix with headphones. Keep turning your volume up, which you shouldn't do. It's bad, but I like to listen at loud volumes and then quiet volumes. Not too loud because don't knacker your hearing in. You've probably noticed with EQing, I very rarely boost. It's generally always cuts that I do just to carve out space for each instrument. I tend to find with boosting it just sounds horrible. Right, let's listen to this arp. Right, so that was when I pressed play, it kind of plays on my MIDI gear and it was picking up some MIDI input, which is why we had that random display in there. Now I might boost the high end a little bit on this, just to help it cut through. Yeah, still like that Volca bass. Please to change that. Again, that's a section that we could probably cut down on the edit, but it's nice for now. I like the fact that we've just got just a nice chilled bit right in the middle. You know, this track's not necessarily aimed for the dance floors. I've dropped the tempo down actually to 118 as well from the original 120. It's more to me, I don't know, sunset track, sun going down, sitting on the beach, having a drink, happy days. Right, I'm going to change that because we've got the pad right on the left and the arp on the left. So I'm going to take the pad off the right. And drums. Loop a little loud. Now what I've done with that pad is you can see I've got it in the centre, but I've put auto pan on it, so it's just moving from side to side across 4 bars. Let's just solo that. Now if you're not listening on headphones, you're not going to hear this, but it is moving from side to side. It's a little bit harsh there. Alright, so there, I'm just going to get rid of that. I stuck a compressor on the bass. Oh, do we want it on? Because, well, what I did when I recorded it, I gradually kind of opened up the release a little bit on the bass at the end, and I'm not sure if that's needed. Because I kind of like it just like that. So I'm going to just, yeah, no, I don't like that. It goes too much there. I'm just going to copy those 4 across again, and let's just quick consolidate. Right, we're nearly there. As long as this mix sounds okay in the car, then this track is done. And I say in the car, you're probably thinking, what the hell's he talking about? Right, I listen to probably 70% of my music in the car driving around. Okay, not necessarily my music, but just listen to music, and probably the other 30% in bed at night when I'm falling asleep. Well, probably 25%, and then 5% occasionally in the kitchen when I'm cooking at a weekend. So they're my 3 testers, right? Particularly the car, because I find the car stereo, if it sounds good on there, it sounds good anywhere. So that is my kind of benchmark for a decent sounding mix. Probably boost that bass up a bit now. Drop down that a little bit. Messing with my kick. I'll try and bring that ride out a little bit more. Drop the kick down a little bit. It's moving a little bit in your face, I think, on the headphones. No, it's not a massive kick that wants to really drive through the mix, this one. It's more of a subtle one in the background. Just listen where those drums come in, because it's a little bit loud on that end bit. God, I've heard this bit. I've heard this song so many times over the last 24 hours. Right, I'm just going to have a quick listen through the whole track. necessarily. I'll skip through bits. I won't necessarily play the whole track through, but we'll see how we go. Might be nice because the bass suddenly comes straight in. Let's fade that in over. I reckon bring that in over 8 bars. Yeah. So that's coming as well. I like for a chilled out track like this. I like stuff just to sort of fade in and gradually appear rather than abruptly appear from nowhere. So I'm just going to fade that bass in and come on, consolidating. Do it quicker. This is exciting, isn't it? 90. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay! Thank you. Where did it come in before? That's a bit of copy. Yeah. Right, I'm going to fade that in over there. 99% there. Right, let's save it. So I'm going to export it. And play it around a few places and see how we go. So hopefully on the next video I'll come on and say, yeah, it's done, and we can start working on that other track. Just a quick thing on exporting, because I need to get rid of that. Let me just have a listen without that. That's okay. Dithering, the thing that nobody understands. Right, so I have my dithering on. Do I have it on here? Yes, I don't think it was on actually. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to try it at that. I don't think I've had that switched on all this time. Oh well. Anyway, yeah. Normally, hang on. My dithering. I'm dithering about now, aren't I? Yeah, normally anyway, I have the dithering on in Ozone. You only want to dither once. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to export it to that and see what happens. So generally what I do is then when I export, let me just check out how long I need to have it on at the end. Just to get that delay tail. Right, we'll export up to 196. So yeah, let's just select everything. Control A to select all. Going to export it. So yes, if I've dithered in Ozone, I won't dither on here. Like I say, don't dither twice. So do it one or the other. I need to probably just mess about with my dithering settings, but I'll see what it sounds like. And what did I say? 196, I think, on there, didn't I? So I'm going to export the render length to 196. That'll be about right. Okay. That's going to export. I'm going to go away, check it, see what it sounds like, and I'll see on the next one when it should be complete. So again, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking with me this long, if you're still with me. And what I will probably do for these tracks that I do on here, when I have finished them, I'll put a link in the last video and you can have it for free. I'll give you a free download as a gift for watching me jabber on for this many hours. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.